Hey folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for matches 2 and 3 of my draft. So quick refresher of what the deck looks like. We are a control deck that has a combo finish and some artifact heavy top end. We lost to another control deck in round 1. Let's see what we can do here. Imperial Recruiter gets Deceiver Exarch. Splinter Twin is a go if I get another red source. Things get weird, I can also slap a Splinter Twin on Imperial Recruiter. I think curving out here is more important than holding up the mana leak when I have no information about what my opponent is doing. I think this is a game where I'm just looking to goldfish. Yeah, I like this. We could awkwardly get strip mined or something. That's a thing that can occur. We're playing against a mono red deck. A, our opponent has a slow start, and B, 4 toughness is maybe a sweet spot. We're not playing. Well, we could still be playing against a mono red deck. Yeah, that's fine. The game is over by then. So I have options here. I kind of like Deceiver Exarch in my main phase. Use it to untap my only blue source. And then I can hold up Mana Leak. But Mana Leak doesn't get around land plus 1-drop 4 damage removal card, which is a little awkward. But I can be holding up Mana Leak and Brazen Borrower. Can I bounce my own stuff? Can't. That is a little awkward. I could also just hold up 5 mana going into my opponent's turn. I think I like the Mana Leak line, though. There's also a world where I just like play a Metamorph on my Exarch and then I have 2 of them, and that's harder to beat. I think I should be pretty good with Mana Leak. Now I know my opponent has white, though. I just block. I don't think there's an uncounterable 1 red cost thing. I think this is a free block. Also, please concede to your opponents when this sort of thing happens. It just wastes your time and everyone else's time involved. My opponent is in a literal they cannot win the game situation. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nope. Need a couple more. I'm also going to make a couple extra. Just in case I'm wrong and they have something like a Fire Blast. Back with everything except for that one. Crash on in. So my opponent is some sort of burn deck. I have a Faith Fetters and a Stoneforge Mystic that are pretty tempting. My opponent is going to have a bunch of cheap removal, so the Kiki Jiki looks a little bit less cool. It's also triple red. So this is life gain, this is life gain, this is another way to get the Batterskull. And then gives them the life. Yeah. So I think I theoretically like getting rid of the Kiki Jiki. And maybe the Metamorph costs me life. I don't think I want that either. And I don't know that Bribery is insane. For 3 cards that give me life, I will junk a mountain for a plains, an island for a tundra, and then I'll play 1 more plains over another mountain. Then that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 7. 7 white sources for 3 white cards. That's fine. I could also consider a Young Pyromancer or an Oblivion Ring or something. The Oblivion Ring's okay. Oblivion Ring might be better than Mana Leak. Eh. This hand isn't exciting, but it has a decent amount of things going for it. See, we just get run over for being on the draw. I think I just hold open Mana Leak this turn and try to trade it with something. Absolutely not. Click timing is a little weird here. I think I want to do it in combat and try to trade with that Swift Spear. Maybe I should have boarded out one mountain and one island. I need to reassess my mana counts after this. Actually, maybe I click myself. Because getting a red land later is just like so good. Nice. Yeah, this is great. I think I just incinerate this while double prowess things don't muck around with it. And then next turn, I have a big dumb thing that very handily beats Mutavault while also playing around some sort of single removal spell pretty well. And I'll have mana for things like Batterskull and Wurmcoil Engine that can really swing the game. Alright, Experimental Frenzy's not bad. Play the more expensive card this turn, I think. So our Siege Gang will probably get firebolted from the graveyard. Alright, how does this flip? Yeah, I don't think you're going to be attacking with 3 or more creatures. Not super worried about that. Opponent getting great value off Experimental Frenzy, though. So this is 2 to ping. Just pass. Hold up 2 activations. I think that's better than playing P and K. touch annoying. I can let them go to attacks, because they don't have that Mutavault animated yet. Go ahead and shoot the double striker now. So let's do this a different way. Go ahead and move 2 blocks. And then shoot the thing that gives double strike. Take my value there. And we'll blow this up. If I cast this for x equals 2, I can then play P and K. Multi-kicker 2. Okay. Firebolt a sorcery. Firebolt is a sorcery. I'm going to go ahead and hang back. I'm going to have the intention of fetching either a mountain or a ton. Oh, I can't get Tundra. Oh, that's a little spooky. It's 3 to sack with this. It's 3 to sack with that. I think I let them attack, block with a Thopter. Oh no, I can't throw the Thopter this turn. That's unfortunate. I guess I'll pick this up. Chuck at a spirit. And throw that. And if they want to spend their mana to re-equip, I can chump block with a Thopter this turn to not give them a wolf. And then I can fling like Thopter plus Signet next turn or something like that to take it off the board. Experimental Frenzy is giving my opponent just like so much value. It doesn't look like what I wanted. The threat of decking is also quite real. I get something like a Batterskull, I can stop ignoring. Sorry, I can start ignoring this creature that has the sword on it and just focus on getting my opponent dead, I think. But until I get something that like allows me to swing life totals harder, I don't think I can pivot. Alright, that's a nuisance. So this would be 3, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay. Blow up that Rabble Master. And then take out this spirit. I think I'm actually going to sacrifice my Chalice. Because this is currently my only source of white mana. Alright. I need a decent draw this turn. That probably counts. Use that to bounce the sword and then trade with Mutavault in combat for P and K, or something of that lines. I don't think I get to pivot to be the aggressor here. I don't have anything to say. I don't know what they're up to. I don't know if that's like they have a Path to Exile or Bolt or something that they were thinking about casting. Ooh, that's not good. How does Nahiri's middle ability work? It's -2. And just fling my Signet. Kill that. Bounce the sword. Attack 5 at Nahiri. And try to pivot. I think this is an okay pivot point. I will, of course, draw a white card this turn. A Splinter Twin. Let's not. I think I go ahead and take the time to try and get rid of that. And notably, for those of you who haven't played a lot of Splinter Twin, as enchanted creature has tap, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it has haste, exile that token at the beginning of the next end step. So it's different from Kiki Jiki, which doesn't let you target something that's legendary. So we also have players can't gain life. Oh, well. Alright, I'm going to just stop talking about my plan to potentially make a bunch of tokens. That's not going to be viable while that thing's around. I am going to want Oblivion Ring for the next game. Not the most cooperative draws. Alright. So I will kill the Planeswalker. And then my opponent has a sword of kill me in 2 turns. Alright, get weird. I don't like this. But I get milled out very quickly. Whatever this is, it kills me. This is just like a fireball, I die. Oh, destroy all lands. Uh, yeah. Eight this turn, hit for 2. Yeah, alright. That's gonna beat me. Alright, quick red source count. How am I doing? I did draw, like, all my double red cards. Still have 10, 11 red sources. No, I think that's fine. And then for blue, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which seems fine. Maybe do that swap. I don't know that I have enough white sources to really love Condemn. Let's just try this. I think this hand is too good to throw back. It has 2 cards with lifelink, another thing that really helps me stabilize the board. I will need to draw something to do in the beginning of the game. If I don't, I will lose. But that's what the rest of the deck is for. Especially after my opponent has mulliganed, I don't think I get to throw this back. Yeah, that's a great example. I'd love it if the opponent played a sword and I get to steal it with deck. Gonna be kind of the dream for this stage of the game. We will just be looting away this Oblivion Ring. Looking to maybe turn it into a land or a removal spell. Let's junk this and the Imperial Recruiter for being slow. The Imperial Recruiter is castable, but I would love to just cast a Johnny next turn. Oh, yeah, a 2-for-1 for Dak? That's gas. I didn't expect Dak to die. I might have kept Imperial Recruiter if I knew that was going to happen. Okay, I'm holding up Incinerate this turn, and then I have amazing plays once I have more mana available. Yep. I'm going to start by playing the one that has lifelink. I don't know how many clean answers to this my opponent is going to have. So my current plan is just try to stay ahead on board so that I can't get Armageddoned and just die. Sure. Kill it. Crash in. Guess I can crash in with everything, then kill it. And hold up a mana leak for the next turn cycle. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just kill that thing if my opponent starts pumping mana into it. very happy that I still get to trade the mana leak for something. So now we'll fling at the Student of Warfare. It represents more damage a little bit later on. And this will be probably a turn that I just try to connect with the Batterskull. My opponent's Hellbent, and I have just a disgusting amount of gas. I don't see them coming back from this. So now I'm ahead on board. My opponent has to top deck, and I have like a Planeswalker, a Wurmcoil, and a P&K as follow-up. This is what I'm looking for. I also think that still works in my favor. Like, I can't gain life, but my cards are insane. Yeah, so I have my opponent dead on board next turn with a lot of reach. All right. So again, just as a reminder, our opponent wasted about 3 minutes of both of our times making me combo off in game one, and I still was not significantly behind on clock after all of that. And I still had 6 or 6.5 minutes left on my timer. Like, please consider conceding to your opponents once they have demonstrated an infinite combo. I assume the P&K goes here, but could be wrong. Ooh, I was wrong. I figured since I was still going to have a turn 2 Signet play no matter what, my opponent would just leave me with both Signets. Alright, so we're going to play against another aggro deck. Yeah, I'm super surprised if if my opponent is playing a deck like that they didn't just go for taking the P&K. Maybe they have another piece of disruption later. I think I actually want to take out this Bomat Courier so my opponent is never going to get a chance to refresh their hand. Alright, so opponent is ahead on board, and they'll trade the 2 cards in their graveyard for the P and K, and then like I might trade the tokens for Zurgo. Kind of depends on how my opponent plays things. I would like to get the Zurgo out of play. Not overly worried about Grim Lavamancer. It's going to be annoying, but I have some big... Hey. Alright, I have a lot of lands. I think I'm just going to be trying to get my X4 in this turn cycle. Alright, can I Chalice on 1 as well? Tap this, Chalice on 1, 3 mana, Recruiter, Bolt, that? Yes. Oh, actually, Siege Gang is also just a thing that I could get. Yeah, Siege Gang is probably just better here. Pick that up and bolt the Lavamancer now. We got wheeled into too many lands. That's okay. We really only lost the P and K in the exchange. Losing the Splinter Twin is like whatever at that stage. That, though, that's annoying. Good. 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 Guess I attack first. Alright. Now let's play big boy. It's obviously still good in this position, but Wurmcoil helps a lot. It means that if my opponent like attacks Zurgo pumps, I'm still left with 6 power. And if my opponent can kill the Wurmcoil, I still have 6 power worth of blockers to kill the Zurgo with. But I have no idea how close this game actually is. Because my opponent wheeled, and they're like the aggro lightning bolt deck. So we shall see. This long of a pause probably bodes well for me. Alright, what is this? Destroy target creature or planeswalker with CMC 2 or less. It's kicked, so 4 total mana. Destroy target creature or planeswalker instead. That card's really cool. What's the rarity on that? Uncommon. Alright. What are we working with over there? Nope. Nope. Still unsure. Come on, duty. Let's go. Like, a morbid thing you're turning on? My Siege Gang Commander got, like, so much better with my opponent on a single Jete counter. Okay. That makes sense. Now I think I just block with the Death Touch one. That way if they kill it in combat, trying to like get a 2-for-1 with me double blocking, they don't get Jete counters this turn cycle. Alright, they've gotten rid of the lifelink one. Don't know that that was the line. Because if they left the lifelink one, they wouldn't be losing their Zergo this turn. Yeah, I don't know that I love this. Oh, that's quite good. Can I do both? 5 and 3? I can. I think I will draw step, click them. Yeah, I will draw step click them. Oh dear. Animate Dead represents a Wurmcoil Engine on their side of the battlefield. I think I just, like, no-brainer have to take that. Their hand's pretty good. Specifically, the Jete gives them a lot of wiggle room in beating my board. Yeah, four Jitte counters is pretty good. I wasn't expecting. Well, I should say I wasn't playing around a haste creature with the line that I took. But my opponent could have gone like Jitte minus twice on Siege Gang before playing their creature, and then I wouldn't have been able to like kill it. I probably want to put a goblin on that, so that they have to pump to keep their creature alive. Actually, I could put the Vendilion click on it, and then yeah, let's do that. I think that's better. So putting Vendilion click on there means that my opponent has to use two Jitte counters if they want to get two Jitte counters back, or they can use one Jitte counter and kill this, but then they don't get new Jitte counters. And that means that I can kill their idiot with Siege Gang Commander. Equipped creature has? No. This is a very awkward control magic target for right now, but that Jitte counter will get moved. I'm just treating that as an awkward removal spell. Our Siege Gang Commander is going to get charred or Ravenous Chupacabra. The 2/2, right? Yeah. Making my opponent think. So my opponent Ravenous Chupacabra is my Siege Gang Commander. I can send the Siege Gang at the Chupacabra in response. And if my opponent just plays out creatures, I will kill them with Siege Gang. It's an X1? X1, alright. Just sacrifice Siege Gang to its own ability then. That's not what I'm looking for. You're not going to be giving our opponent more Jitte counters. On the turn that we swing for lethal, we can swing with that. But not until then. Okay. That's fine. The char that's in my opponent's hand is just terrifying. Alright. What do you hit, Abbott? Swamp. That's fine. This can't hit lands, right? Oh no. You might play that card. It's not cast. You got Menace, Lifelink. It wasn't kicked, so it's not reanimating. Okay. Alright, I need something this turn. That's very good. I'll use that to tap down my opponent's Abbott, and that buys me another turn. But the brakes have been slammed a little bit. Oh shit. What is this? Sell the card from your graveyard. Token this account. Oh, and that's hasty as well. Alright, so one of my goblins is not going to be able to block. Okay. Tap down the Abbott. Top deck Kiki Jiki. Easy. Alright. I have to block with 2 creatures on this, right? If I use my Incinerate, used my Incinerate. Yet. Draw Kiki Jiki next turn? It's not going to work next turn. Might be dead. Not actually, effectively. My opponent is down a good amount of time. I will fully admit I did not know that the Earthshaker counter card had Eternalize. That was on me. I wasn't planning around that. So my opponent has Char in hand, so I have to block Earthshaker Kenra. And I can't block with Deceiver Exarch, I don't think. I think that cuts off too many of my potential scenarios where I somehow win via Kiki Jiki. Yeah, alright. I guess I just let that resolve and I mana leak the next thing. Because, like, they would obviously pay in this situation. Char. The 2 damage to me is very irrelevant here. Alright. Let's adjust. So I saw Char, Chain Lightning, Grim Lavamancer, Angarth's Rampage, Lightning Bolt, Ravenous Chupacabra. Alright, my opponent has a decent amount of removal. I think I'm going to have the endgame inevitability. I think I like the idea of Dajani, Faith's Fetters, Stoneforge. I think I do go heavy white here and board down on my combo. I think the Kiki Jiki is somewhat fragile. I don't think I want that. Bribery will get me a like Ravenous Chupacabra. So a potential 2-for-1. My opponent also could have some big thing they didn't show me. But I'm not like super in love with it. Now let's go Bribery out. Maybe I go Metamorph out for life total reasons like I did against the last aggro deck. I like Mana Leak on the play? Question mark? I don't know, maybe I need to jam my signets. Unclear. Dak Baden taking Jitte is cool. I need to cut 2 more if I'm going to play the Condemn. Maybe I don't play the Condemn. Alright, so I want Plains, Tundra. 1 Plains for a mountain, 1 island for that. I cut the tapped land for this matchup. Now let's cut another mountain. And I have 20 seconds. I'm really unsure about that mana leak. I also could have cut like Deceiver Exarch and Splinter Twin and make my opponent live in fear of that. Keep. That's unfortunate. My Boros Signet is like really important. Maybe my opponent doesn't take it. Like maybe they don't know. But that's like both my 3rd mana for Dak and one of my white sources for the white cards that I just boarded into. Alright, they've taken the bolt. Deal. Nice. Mm. I understand why my opponent did what they did now. I don't see myself having time for Orzhov's Signet, and I have the Batterskull in hand already, so Stoneforge just represents a way to cheat it in. I think I'm just going to junk that. Play a land, pass. I maybe should have played the Plains for wheel reasons. But my opponent is just going to make more pack rats. Well, they can make more pack rats, I think. Yeah. Me, I would like to loot. Ooh. Ajani's good. We do that now. Ajani and Lightning Helix, one of them. Slowing my opponent down, then drop the Batterskull. I think that's good so they don't attack for 6 this turn. Kill the token because they have Animate dead. I could also just tap this one, keep this one tapped, and then they can't kill my Ajani. Maybe that's better. But they have a bunch of red burn. Now, I want to reduce the number of pack rats in play to 1, because then I can control magic it. Alright, that was a Wooded Foothills. Duh, that doesn't get Tundra. Ooh. It's a very great cost if I want to eliminate all of the pack rats. I can discard Control Magic and Batterskull, and then go land, Char, Oblivion Ring. I don't know that that's where I want to be. I think I want to discard Mountain, Char, and jam this Batterskull. That keeps the pack rats from attacking for a turn. Then I can maybe take one and just continue to loot through my deck. That is pretty efficient. So my deck is presumably gone now. Alright, so I control magic a rat and then equip Batterskull to it later. Another removal here, spell here for my opponent is like very good. Yeah, that's fine though. If I lose this rat when I go to equip Batterskull though, things are rough. Grim Lavamancer. That's good. I need to incinerate that. I can just have a 5/5 this turn cycle. Or I can just incinerate plus Oblivion Ring and then go for my equip next turn cycle. I think I go for next turn cycle. Ravenous Chupacabra off the top would be rough. Let's see if this is the day that we get to beat turn 2 pack rat in limited. Oh wow, my opponent just discarded rather than actually cast Ravenous Chupacabra to get rid of my creature. Don't know about that. Maybe they're hoping to just overwhelm me. But I get to blank damage for this turn and next turn. And if I have another creature, especially an invasive creature, things aren't great for them. I don't think I attack this turn. I think I'll just play click. But I think I don't click in their draw step. That's a little weird. Yeah, I think I don't trade. I don't click in their draw step. I let them do their turn. I trade my pack rat for one of their pack rats plus the card in their hand. And then I play click, equip click, crash in, kill them in 2 turns that way. Wow. That was a jitte. Okay, how many can I cast this for and still do my thing? So do that, convert that, do that, convert that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do that for 2. I go down to 3 mana, and then I equip. Alright, so just confirming. Cast that for 4. I have 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Alright, I haven't done the math to see if I'm just actually factually dead next turn yet. So my opponent discards their card for turn. I get hit for 15. No, I'm not actually factually dead. But the block is forced. Then I have bounce and redeploy Batterskull strats. Alright. Opponent is at 5. Recruiter or Siege Gang, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That produces a whole bunch of bodies. Metamorph's not in my deck. Nine mana. So I have 6 remaining after Imperial Recruiter. Imperial Recruiter plus equip gains me 5 life, putting me to 9. Isn't gonna do it. Yeah, I think I'm doing some combination of Imperial Recruiter. Oh, can I get a kill? Imperial Recruiter into Kiki Jiki? No. I'm in the right ballpark, but I'm not quite there. Oh, Kiki Jiki's not in the deck anymore anyway. Alright. So no matter what, the turn starts like this. Alright, let's get Siege Gang. It makes 3 bodies. That gets us through the next turn, and then we can try to kill from there. All right, so all of these are lethal. So I block them all. So a removal spell gets the kill. Bounce the token and equip. Send them in. Oh, we beat Pack Rat! Ah! Alright, now, how do I board knowing I'm this far behind? Well, not this far behind, but like knowing my opponent's deck a little bit better now. I have 5 minutes on clock, they have 6. I don't think we're going to get another game that's quite that intricate. I maybe should board out the Splinter Twin combo, just because clicking through it could time me out. I wish I had a couple more cheap removal spells to board in. I board Condemn with the number of white sources that I have. A little suspect. But I think I like it. Recruiter's just another copy of Siege Gang for the most part at this point. Maybe I'll play Metamorph. Metamorphing Siege Gang is hot. Metamorphing their Ravenous Chupacabra is hot. Keep. I'm getting my F6 value here in case that isn't clear. Alright, the Condemn is gone. That's okay. I have some cool lines next turn that involve a Brazen Borrower bounce. Yeah, opponent got value out of their Abbot. That's also quite good. There's Lightning Helix, something. I don't know, maybe I save that for a bit later. I can just Brazen Borrower this turn, Batterskull the following turn. Shit. No, that's fine. I don't want a Mesmeric being back to their hand. I think I'm just gonna take that damage and bounce their Jitte. Dak Baden to take Skull Clamp later is cool. I can also take the Jitte depending on how the turn cycles go. Wish I had a little bit more time to think about this, but I just don't. That's going to kill their Abbot end of turn. Good with just taking that damage. I maybe should have just like Dak and taken the Jitte or something, but that was kind of my plan for next turn. Dak, take Jitte, attack, and then have an Ajani in play as well. That's attacking my Ajani, so that's dead. So that attack does nothing. Cool. Not tapping optimally here. I will kill the Hell Rider if my opponent tries to go to attacks. That's pretty good. But it's not going to be a creature because I'm going to feed cards to my opponent with their own Skull Clamp. Obviously not the ideal way to like tap or anything there. I should have left open the condemn mana, but I'm just trying not to clock out here. Stupid signet. I now have Char for lethal, plus a whole bunch of other stuff going on there. Alright. Good stuff. I have managed to get my play points back for that one, which I'm very happy with. Did not expect that grindy of a match versus an aggro deck, but there we are. So overall, I feel like this deck was just fine. I don't feel like it was particularly good, but it was solid. We comboed a couple of times. We more often just kind of drugged the game on for a long time and then finished with a powerful top end of like Batterskull or Wurmcoil or Siege Gang Commander. So we were kind of a mediocre deck. We were a mediocre combo deck, a mediocre control deck, a mediocre like late game haymaker deck. But the combination of all of those mediocre things put together meant that the deck was fine. I hope this all was enjoyable. If you want to see more Vintage Cube, please let me know. And as always, bribery is appreciated if you really want to fund this content.